Joshua 11 1 to 23. So before I go with this, I wanted to talk about yesterday. My husband was actually talking to me about like the sun. The word stop, he said that when he read it, it can be interpreted as stop shining instead of stop like moving. And so there are when I dig deeper, there are very many ways to like it can be interpreted, but he did tell me like the Egyptian record actually recorded a solar eclipse at that point. And so like if you think of it, a solar eclipse, like the moon is covering the sun, but there's like a halo effect because it's not, it's smaller than the sun, so there's a halo effect. So there's still ambient light, it's not like at the strength, and then that might be the reason why the day looks to be longer. But so there's that like that he read, and I actually searched it up, and yeah, there are articles about that, how it's recorded in Egyptian history, and there are articles about how the Chinese have recordings of long days. So long days is not like a one-time phenomenon. But the thing is that the Bible clearly states that this is a one-time event, that no other time before or after Joshua that it happened. So that is something that is kind of giving me headache in trying to use historical records to reconcile this. But it is interesting that to read on the various interpretations. And I'm reading through the Blue Letter, I think by his name escaped me, but it's called Blue Letters, and it talks about this in great depth. I haven't finished yet, but I will revisit that when I get interested again. And so today it talked about how there are a group of kings who came against the Israelite, and God told Joshua not to be afraid because he will deliver them into Joshua's hand. And Joshua did everything that that was required of him, like exactly as is desired of him. And so the Bible keep on referring to how God told Moses, and Moses told Joshua, and Joshua did it. So he's someone who really like took what was given to him very seriously and executed A to Z. It's also interesting that especially in the Old Testament keep on saying that the kings, they did not make treaty except for the Gibeonites. So I think the Gibeonites, God allowed them to, like similar to what I said yesterday, God allowed them to do make the treaty. God didn't stop them from making the treaty, probably because their judgment day haven't come yet. But for these people, God said that he hardened their hearts so that they don't make treaties, so that he can destroy them completely and without mercy. So it says in verse 20, for it was the Lord himself who hardened their hearts to wage war against Israel, so that he might destroy them totally, exterminating them without mercy, just as the Lord has commanded Moses. So similar to how God said that he hardened Pharaoh's heart after Pharaoh's hardened his own heart multiple times, I think there is a point where he would not allow fear or like when someone already resolved to do something multiple times, that indicates to God that they are set in their way. And then when it's time for judgment, God does not allow them to turn back anymore. And I think that's what happened here. They harden their hearts so much, they don't want to humble themselves. And so when judgment time comes, God did not allow them to think of making a treaty or another way to escape his wrath. And at this point, he hardened their heart instead of them hardening their own heart. It's like a point of no return. It's feel like. So it's very scary to think about that, and that is not an aspect of God that a lot of people like and a lot of people I don't think a lot of people even know that that is how he works. But we see over and over again in the Bible that he does harden people's heart once they reach a certain point. And he himself, there are times when he said that I will not always strive with man. His patience has a limit. He is very patient, but there is a time when he is called to judge, and that is just the truth. And so after he finished his conquest, then God said that the land had rest from war.